Hi, my friends. Welcome to Sort of Brilliant, a show where the characters are made up and the sorting absolutely does matter. My name is Rachel.
And I'm her best friend and co-host, Lauren. Every other week, we're going to invade a fandom and determine whether your favorite character belongs in Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin.
We're the Harry Potter podcast that talks way more about any other franchise.
Here, we use the sorting structure from Harry Potter as a common language without supporting the author or her beliefs. As for the sorting itself, there's bound to be some arguments along the way.
But in the end, we're always right.
According to us.
According to us.
Hey, Rachel.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh my god, we did it. Just imagine leaves floating around us.
Oh, how cute. They're little, headphones and microphones, though.
Yeah.
So cute.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yay.
Coming out the day before Valentine's Day.
That's so cute. That's really adorable. However,
Happy Unattached Drifter Day.
I think maybe we could have revisited Twilight, but that's fine. That's fine. That was my favorite Valentine's Day episode we've ever done.
Did we even intend for it to be Valentine's Day, or were we just we're doing Twilight?
We did.
Oh, okay, we did.
No, we did.
Okay, we were we have to do Hunger Games someday.
We talked about it.
We did.
It's in
we kind of
plans.
missed the boat on it coming back into the cultural zeitgeist, but
it's always there.
It is.
The Hunger Games girlies are locked in for life.
It's true. I saw so many.
I don't want to talk about snow. So
Lucy Gray to Taylor comparisons when her album was announced. So
yeah, that movie was interesting.
Haven't seen it.
I prefer the originals. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to get me murdered online.
I don't think so. I feel like that's probably,
It's probably pop. Yeah. You can't really beat the Katniss and Peeta of it all. It's a great dynamic.
Jennifer Lawrence.
For that universe.
I
do be loving her.
Catapult to stardom, into being on our screens for 3 straight years and then never showing up again.
I think people would be really surprised by our sort of Katniss, so I really do want to do it. So
yeah. Do you?
Yeah, I do. Me and George rewatch those once every 3 years, weirdly. Mm-hmm. It's just something to do, you know?
I remember that we agreed, but now I can't remember what we agreed on. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I was it was that, or it was, but yeah.
Yeah, but you made really compelling arguments for the other ones, so don't switch up on me.
Okay. I would have to watch them again.
We actually are having a weird experience with the Fourth Wing, because I still have to read it. Don't scream at me. I still have to read it. But when we read the first book together, we put the 2 main characters in 2 specific houses. And then Lauren read the second one and she was like, I think their house has changed. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I was I think they switched. And then she was getting freaked out. And I
fucking crazy.
And I didn't read it again, but I've been reading more about it in order to remember what the hell I want to yell at Rachel about, because it's been 5 months now that she hasn't read it, and I immediately wanted to yell things at her. She wasn't available.
You should write things down.
So I should. Well, 2 of them are super big things that I actively have to remember not to say to you, because they're just so much a part of the world now that I'm of course she knows this, and I'm no, she doesn't. But I was they might. Both of them could be either one of the 2. Now I was they could both be the same house. I don't know.
That's so bad. They're very interesting characters. Mm-hmm. I enjoy them, but the dragons didn't change, so that's what's most important.
That's most important. Aaron, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly and not
it has to be.
Not
I can't
the
think of any other way.
Author incorrectly pronouncing Gaelic words, but I deeply
Drama
apologize.
I didn't know about.
Yeah, I deeply apologize if I did that incorrectly. But I love how Gaelic sound. If you hear the Irish people on TikTok pronouncing all the names, all these sounds come out. I don't know where they come from. It's kind of like when I try to roll my R's when I speak Spanish, I can't do it. They're pulling these H sounds deep from their throat. I don't know. I can't do it.
I heard Margot Robbie talking one day about how the Australian tongue sits differently than the American tongue, so she has to really go through dialect coaching. I definitely can't sound like an actual Australian. I the way they can mock us, I can mock, but it's
Bobby.
But it's mockery. I can't actually do it.
Nobody would be oh my god, you're so Australian.
Never. Can't do that one. And then
you want to hear something awful?
Yeah.
I hung out with Leah the other day, my friend Leah, who is from Chicago like me. And I hung out with her for 6 hours, and she twice went, You got a little Eastern Coast going on there. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, the way you're saying, she's like, the way you're saying yesterday. She was like, apparently I was going yesterday. I was like, what?
Gotcha.
No.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, it creeps up on you. You know what I'm saying? I honestly, I don't think mine has gotten any worse, but I do know that with age, it has gotten worse over time. So it creeps up on you. It
That's
really
so
does.
interesting because you'd think in high school is when you'd be like the heaviest.
No. Definitely not. I was actively fighting against being like my mother, so I would deliberately pronounce words like really, really well.
Unlike my mother.
Yeah, like the mother. She's my mother. Like I don't think I'll ever get to that point. But you hear it sometimes. I'll be like, I need coffee, and I'm like, oh fuck, coffee. We won't be doing any accents today.
No, I won't be trying a British accent.
I'm not gonna,
especially since everybody's British accent in the show was so like refined and soft. There's no way I could be that subtle. There's no way.
I always like would hope that if I were born there, that I would sound like Adele. The way she talks real fast, babes.
Yeah,
it's my favorite.
Like Billy Piper, or Donna, babes. Like Donna.
A bit like that, but when she does the Shakespeare, you know,
yes,
art thou calling me a goody rotten apple?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'd want. I don't want the refined one. But, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to talk about the characters. So, obviously, like the main four, and we're throwing Isaac in too, apparently.
Isaac's a main
Isaac fan.
Yeah. He got me with his dialogue. Like all 8 sentences.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
Really?
I
have
Isaac.
So much to say. All right. So, the show's very cute.
Extremely cute. It's Heartstopper.
I want to say off the bat.
I don't remember if we saw that. We said that. Yeah, we did at the beginning. We were like, we're doing Heartstopper for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. They read the title.
Do they? Maybe they're like Charlie. Maybe they're like Charlie.
Oh my God, I could never. Can you imagine? But it's really, really cute. And so it's one of those shows that Supernatural fans migrated to. Like, actually, I meant Destiel fans migrate to. And, you know, there's many reasons for that I'm sure we'll talk about as the episode progresses.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see why our friends in the Supernatural fandom who like fluff, like immediately went to this.
Yes.
Like all our fluffy friends. It's really obvious why that connection, but like it was such a good, easy connection, you know? Because not everything's going to vibe or click with you for your taste and what you like. But this was very much screaming to me the entire time. Like every episode, I'd be like, oh, that's why they liked this so much. That's why they like this so much. Like, you know, you read a fanfic for any number of years of Dean and Cass, and you get to know like some of the big fanfic writers, and you become friends with them, and you understand their taste, what they like to read and what they like to write, and you can just like see it in Heartstopper. It's so there. So that was pretty cool. It's cool to be in on things, you know?
That's true.
Because it took us forever to watch this.
Yes, I liked knowing and being like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
I do some sewing projects, and I've sewn at least 2 of the high Heartstopper bubbles, and I was like, I don't know what
cute.
this means as I've been sewing them. I was like, it's really cute though, the little leaves.
It is very cute.
So I am now in on
the animations were adorable.
Yeah, they were.
Very, very cute shit.
I know. Everybody kept telling me to read the web series, the comic. And I was like, I would love to. I'm extremely bad at reading comics because the way my brain works is like I have to look at every single thing and digest it and like take it in. Like I'm reading every single word on a page. So they take me forever to read, and it ends up being a mess.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I can see how that would be annoying for a fast reader. Like it's it kind of makes your brain stutter.
Yep.
You can't really do it either.
Did I miss something on this page? I didn't.
I've tried. I remember, I want to say like 10 years ago, Lauren sent me Deadpool comics. I couldn't do it.
But I just sent you that one short panel.
It was, no, you like emailed me.
Oh, did
like
I?
I
thought I just sent you the one where he threw Peter Parker off a bridge.
No, you sent a couple more. You were like, do it, you'll love it. I'm sure I would have if it was a book. Yeah. I just couldn't, like my brain won't.
Yeah, there is a Deadpool book that you can read.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Maybe one day. One day when I go back to reading.
my God. You have to do
I have
Iron
to
Flame
do fucking
first.
Fourth Wing.
You have to do Iron Flame. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Iron Flame. My brain, man. All right. So, anyways, what's to say besides like how cute?
I was gonna say something completely off topic. Now I don't know if I
sorry,
should.
go for it.
No, I was just gonna say, did you see that Sarah J. Maas like connected Crescent City with Court of Thorn and Roses? Yeah, I know. I was like, I won't read the other ones. I only care. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you're an author, don't do that. Keep them separate. I don't want to read 50 million books.
It's seriously too much. Like, you are deterring me. You're actively deterring me from it. You're giving me more homework. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, reading those 5 books was not
Everybody's screaming at us like, I want more of my character. I was like, that's fine. I want more of those characters. I don't want to have to learn about these other people.
Yeah, and to be fair, it already was getting stretched out. It's already getting stretched out like so much because like everyone kind of that I care about. Sorry,
yeah, they're about done.
It's like tied up.
Done. Yeah.
So what's next? I have to learn about like Tamlin's happy ending. I'd rather fucking die. But but I'm still gonna read the next one when it comes out. But it's just like That's too much. That's too much.
It's too much. It's too much. And the 2 characters that they mentioned were, it's not a spoiler now. The book's been out like 2 weeks, and it was spoiled on her own Instagram before the book came out that I was real mad about. It was Cassie and Anessa, who were, yeah, I know, exactly. But I'm like, again, I still want to, like, what was going on there? Because it sounded, they were in like a life or death situation. So, like, I do want to know if they die.
There's something with them and cell phones. Like, they figured out how to use smartphones or something.
What?
Something with them and driving. No. This has been out, like, in the previous books.
I hate that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like...
No, Crescent City is modern, isn't it? I think I started to read it, and it was like this girl in, like, modern time, and that's why I was like, why am I reading this?
Yeah, so that must be it. They're going into, like, the real world.
No.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
But, like, again, that's the kind of thing that's, like, there's slow burn, and there's, like, all this shit. Not to say there's not in Heartstopper, like, just to try to find a connection.
Let's go back to the main topic.
There's some conflict for sure, especially,
it's not really slow burn.
It's high school conflict. It's not lovers conflict. So
I don't know. Would you call it a slow burn? I wouldn't really.
No. I was really surprised how fast it happened.
I think Nick liked him right away, even though he didn't realize how he liked him, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needed to wrestle with it, like, for a little while. And then he was like, no, I do.
Such
I
a
like
cutie,
you.
though, Googling, how do I know if I'm gay? And, like, doing the work to figure it out. Like, that was nice.
Well, so maybe we should start with Nick.
Okay.
You want to start with Nick?
Nick was my favorite, so...
Yeah, me too.
To the surprise of no one once we saw him.
Yeah, I know. He's our dean. He's our deanie in the Fluffverse.
He's a little Gryffindor.
In Destiel High School AU.
Yeah.
He gets sycamore right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Little boy's boy playing on the rugby team, and
he's so not like
he's not
aggressive
hyper
about any of it, which I love.
Yeah, he's not. It's again, like we said, like even take the comparison to Dean and Cass and make them like as soft and fluffy as possible. Like there's no John Winchester. There's no like. I mean, there's just a slightly dickish John Winchester, not one that's like you can't be gay. It's like a
brother though. The brother is the problem.
Yeah, but the brother, but he's not even. I don't even know.
No,
if he's
it's not to the level of which we make John Winchester.
I was like, I don't even know if he's like abusive homophobic or if he's just like stupid homophobic.
He's a dick.
You know? Yeah, he's just
such
like,
a dick.
He's ignorant.
Yeah, I know. There's none of that, but I mean,
hurting his brother.
I guess there were like little things like that were like, oh. Gryffindor, like absent father, and that affects him. And
oh yeah, and the like wanting, brother, like trying so hard to meet up with his dad while they're in the same goddamn city.
Speaking French and not telling anybody. I was like, yeah,
you speak French. He's like, it's really not a big deal.
It's not. Yeah, exactly. I love that. It was little stuff like that kept tacking it on because it was very like when you first meet him, he's real like cutesy Gryffindor about it, right? Like I'm gonna protect you from like your mean hookup partner, like whatever Ben is, like a situationship. I'm gonna kick his ass, like. And Charlie's like, well, thank you for defending me, and against your friend. He's like, he's not my friend anymore. Like he was so serious about it. No, but
it's the other boys too. Yeah, the other boys too. Like at the movie theater when they're like. Yeah, when they're making fun of Charlie and he starts a fight.
Yeah, and he straight up says to who's the little bitch kid that
I don't remember
it was
his
his
name.
party. Is it Harry?
Harry. Yeah.
I think it's Harry. Yeah, and he's like, because Charlie is gay, and he's like, that's homophobic.
Yep.
And also, I don't like you anymore.
Yes.
Like,
he said we're not friends anymore.
Yeah, straight up. There's no sugarcoating it with the Gryffindor. He's straight up like, now that I'm really looking at you,
yep,
you're homophobic and also you're ugly.
Yep.
Don't talk to me anymore.
Yep. And how those two boys from the group came to him and they were like, we never really agreed with Harry, and we're really glad you stuck up, and we're your friends. And he's just like how it's a Gryffindor thing to be that like to have actually made friends in that situation that are gonna follow you when you're like, bullshit, this is done.
Also, it was the whole like Tao thing too, where there were plenty of times where Tao had such a conflict with him, and I really don't think Nick ever really held it against him in any.
No, he didn't. Do you remember Nick went and sat with him at lunch when nobody was sitting with him? Yeah, he was like actively trying.
I guess we don't have necessarily the othering thing. We just have the thing where it's like if we don't like your vibe, it's really hard to change our mind.
Yeah,
it's like difficult to really make us dislike you. So like someone like Ben.
Well, and also he hated,
obviously.
He really likes Charlie. So he's like, this is your best friend.
You just know, I don't know how to explain it. I think Gryffindor's just, you know what you like.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, like you see it and you just accept it and you're like, oh, mine. And somehow it is.
My responsibility. Yeah, his whole thing, I'm sure this will be even more of a thing in season 3 because it was like a slow reveal or whatever, but you can clearly tell that he is like feeling responsible for Charlie eating.
Yeah.
And how Charlie hurts himself either physically or mentally. Like he's clearly starting to like watch that and like want to do something about it.
He did really quickly, like, we got to get you some food, like really jumped into Papa Bear mode, I guess. And you see that with a lot of Gryffindors. There are some that are like selfish assholes, but even like when you go really far right and you find like Tony Stark, like he cooks for Pepper on the plane. Like there's still something about
he'll like throw the plate down in front of her. It's not a big deal. Eat it.
It's gotta be really dramatic. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't placed any of them on the scales much yet, but he's much more mellow. He's just still got a lot of Gryffindor in it. Like it's a lot of I don't like your attitude, and we are no longer friends. Screw you. Like oh, but you I like. Now you're mine forever. Like he's very cute, and he has the like stereotypical Keira Knightley bisexual awakening where you're like,
yes,
I like everyone in this movie. Huh. Like, what do you do?
No, but the way he does too after he figures out he's bi, he's like he has to keep telling people that like he like needs them to understand even when they're like, oh, so you're gay for Charlie. He's like, I'm bisexual. Like I heard that was a thing, or I knew that was a thing coming into it because people I don't know if memeing it is the word, but would like use it a lot, like Nick like constantly telling people I'm bisexual.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that's very Gryffindor too, to be like, no, I figured out what I am, and you need to call me. Yeah. Cheers biphobic, Sam.
No, it is. Like, I totally get that, where it's like, if you must label me, which I can tell you, we really don't fucking like. Don't put me into a fucking box. You don't know me. I'm mysterious. You don't know shit. If you must, then you better get it fucking right. It's like, you call me something I'm not, you're really going to piss me off. And it's like, especially with things like sexuality, that's such a big deal. And it's such a big deal for him so young to like come to terms with that. And so immediately, like really didn't take him a long time to figure it out. And that's a huge life change, like immediately. And it's because of Charlie. You meet the right person and they wake up something in your brain, and it's really great. It's cute. He got a lot of support. It was a nice. I really liked his story. To be honest,
I did too. Thing. I loved his story. I
just like him. I don't know how to. I like him. Mm-hmm. He's a good kid.
I'd be friends with him. I think he treated Imogene. I had to say the British name.
Imogen?
No, Imogene. The Americans.
I can't say it
Americans
that way.
say Imogene because that's how you pronounce that name, but it's Imogene for the British.
Is it not? Is it not Imogen?
No, it's Imogene. You say Imogen? That's neither of the two ways that it's pronounced.
Imogen. There's a band or an artist that says it that way, like Imogen Heap or some shit. I don't fucking know. Leave me alone. I'm saying it the way that I've heard it.
He treated her extremely nicely. She had a crush on him. And
well, you know, I have to. Even the other thing that's like hugely Gryffindor is I'm glad you brought her up. It's the whole thing with her because he's immediately like, fuck, I like said I was going to go on a date with this girl. Now it's like my responsibility to go on it. But it's also like him, pathological people pleaser. Like, I don't want to hurt anyone's fucking feelings. Sure, I'll do whatever. I can date you and my boyfriend, and I can make all of this work. Like, you can't, babe. You can't. You have to sometimes have, like, uncomfortable situations. That's real hard for us. And you could see the struggle there. And then when he did it, she was just like, whatever, it's fine. Like, it's fine.
She figured out that he was, and then that was one of the moments when she called him gay and he was like, no, bisexual.
Right. But she's a pretty cool character. Like, you know, she wasn't someone that bothered me.
No, I liked her a lot. And another thing that happened too, when she starts dating Ben and he's like, you got to stop. This is not a good person. This is not good. And she's like, why? Like, you have to give me a specific. And he would not out him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good boy.
Even though Ben, you know, to be frank, sexually assaulted Charlie. So.
I guess so. Yeah, he did. I mean, look, what Ben's going through is not particularly easy either. The internalized like issues.
But you can't be a dick about it.
You can't be a dick about it. What are you gonna do? It's your responsibility not to be a douchebag. You have to handle your shit. So I, you know, and I think that's one of the things that obviously Nick can't get over what Ben did to Charlie, which is a huge Gryffindor thing, right? Like,
well, I think Nick also has in mind, like, he knows what's happened to Charlie, especially after he went and asked Tao about it, because he wasn't paying attention to, like, because he wasn't a part of the bullying, because he's a good boy.
Right. He was straight up like, you should just join the rugby team. Have a lot of fun. Yeah. And Charlie was like, yes.
No, but yes. I mean before that, when Tao was like, the year before when Charlie was outed by Tao accidentally, he was bullied because Nick didn't know any of that because he wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, he's just a nice kid. He was raised right. That's all. I like him.
Yeah, his mom was great.
I'd let him hang out with my kids.
Although she should have beat her older son a little more. But.
Yeah, that never makes sense to me. This really bothered me. Like, and it bothers me when every TV show does it. Like, there's no way you got such a dickhead and then such a good boy. Like, what did you do wrong? Mm-hmm. What happened here? They're either both dickheads or they're both, like, what happened? And I'll believe it more if the baby's the dickhead. Okay? That's fine. That's easy to see how that happens.
I think what the show was implying, or what they were basically saying, is that it was actually the dad, how they both turned out that way, because the older son was like, thought that his dad was a John Winchester. Right. So that's what he was acting like.
Well, you need to fucking get over it. He's probably a fucking idiot Gryffindor too. I don't know. I don't know where I'd put him, honestly. I didn't think about it. You must please daddy. You don't know your father. You don't know what. Could be a Hufflepuff. I don't know. Oh no, I don't want to think about him. He's annoying. But yeah. No, Nick is like your quintessential Gryffindor good boy. Really, I can't think of a time he pissed me off.
He never pissed me off.
No, he was just good. He was just a good kid. Mm-hmm. Good boyfriend of Charlie. I mean, and Charlie immediately liked him, and that was cute.
Immediately, yeah.
Just cute. Like, I like that it stands to reason, like, that he's a Gryffindor, that he knew so quickly too, Nick. Like, he didn't know what to call it, and he was like, wait, but I like girls too. And, like, that part's confusing, right? But he knew, I like this person. Like, something about this, I want to be around this person. And he just, like, clocked it, and then he's, like, looking at pictures of him on his phone. He's like, this was a great day. Like, this is cute. I love this.
That's something that makes him very Gryffindor, and is something that I really, really liked about Nick, is that he, like, wasn't really hung up about, like, does this mean I'm gay? He was just like, I really like Charlie. Like, what does this say about me?
Yeah. It's nice. And I actually didn't expect it, because I was getting such Destiel fanfic vibes that I was like, oh, is he going to be like they make Dean sometimes, where like he's kind of bullyish about it and like kind of a dick about it. Like, I'm not gay, by the way, just like you. Like, that's not a thing, Dean. Like, Dean, no. And it's fictional Dean. I'm not talking to the real Dean Winchester. I'm sorry, baby. You've never done anything wrong in your life. But they didn't go that route. He was just good. He was just like, I think something's different about me than I originally thought. Like I'm acquiring new information about myself.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, I am this. And then he's like, tell everybody, like, I am this. Say it right. I
am bisexual.
I can see like Nick Miller doing that too, though. Like I can see so many Gryffindors doing that, being like I'm gay, Nick. I'm gay. I'm
he
gay.
was doing it when he was pretending to be gay. That's how he was
so
doing.
Literal. It's like I have to now embody this completely. It has to become part of me so hard. Oh my God. It's so bad, man, because like I really, really attributed like so much of identity shit to Hufflepuffs. And if you just dig a little bit into Gryffindors, it's so bad. It's so bad. We make everything so literal and so like ingrained deeply in our souls. It's horrible. Like, stop. Have some mystery about you. Like, please. But no, he's yet another like unmysterious Gryffindor. It's all right there. What you see is what you get. So good character.
It's lovely character.
Lovely character. And then so let's talk about Charlie because duh.
Yes.
I also quite liked Charlie.
I did
no
too.
beef with Charlie. No beef with him.
None?
Although you have to focus on schoolwork a little more.
Okay, that was the only time I had beef with him probably. Where he was like mad at his mom. I was like, your mom's right.
Didn't he go and like help? Oh my God. There were times where I was like cleaning my house and watching this, so just correct me if I'm wrong. But like he helped Nick with his chemistry paper.
Yeah. And
his shit wasn't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I really thought he was gonna like fail something and like not gonna be able to go on the trip. Or I was like, what are you doing? And I don't know if that's like the teacher in me, or the mom, or like the student. Like I don't know what it is, but it really aggravated me. But I actually totally get this because we know Charlie's Hufflepuff. So there's your Dean and Cass connection, your big one. But for me, I'd like sometimes discover a connection to myself with Hufflepuffs. And especially when I was like a kid in high school, I was very much like that, where I would be like, I'm going to drop everything because I like this boy and I'm going to go and I want to be around this boy all the time. And like, I don't know what the Gryffindor Hufflepuff connection is. And I don't know if it's necessarily like you have to be a certain type of Gryffindor and a certain type of Hufflepuff to have the connection. But it's this like all or nothing mentality about it. Mm-hmm. Like when you really like somebody, you're so locked in.
Yeah.
To the point where you just forget about yourself. You just are like, it doesn't even matter. I don't even matter. And not in like a self-deprecating, like, I guess it's not real. I don't want to say like it's toxic or it's not. It's like, it's innocent, especially when you're a young kid. It's just like, you consume everything in my head. Like, I just want to be around you. Okay, I don't care. I'll do my history paper like 2 minutes before it's due and it'll be great. Okay. Just, I want to be around my boyfriend. And like, I got him so much with that. And there's a side to certain Hufflepuffs where it's a little different and where it does become toxic with like a Jacob Black, where it becomes, not objectifying, but like possession. Certainly Regina has that.
Yes.
I feel like the further along you go, it's like possession. Like Thor's not
both Reginas.
He's not like violently possessive or whatever. But if you keep going past him, past the cutie pies and get into like, hit the Reginas, very possessive. So it can cross that line, but I don't see Charlie that way. Like it doesn't seem that way to me, but he definitely has like jealousy, which it's fine. He's not mean or like manipulative about it. He's just kind of like, it just hurts his heart. Like,
I was gonna say he's just sad about it.
He's just so sad. Yeah, but like I'm saying, the comparison with other Hufflepuffs is interesting because Jacob, when he knows that Bella likes Edward, he's like, well, I'm gonna take my shirt off and I'm gonna try to seduce you anyway. And I don't really care what you want and who you like. You're gonna like me. In fact, you do love me. And it's like, it gets really fucked up. But yeah, these sweetie pie Hufflepuffs are not like that at all. He's just like, oh my God, he likes a girl. Well, I'm going to go run further into this party and you're not going to find me and I'm going to go cry. Like, it's so innocent and sweet. The whole relationship is like, what do you want? It's just very cute. You very much get that feeling of like remembering being that age and
Mhm.
like having crushes like that, like really innocent, cutesy ones. And oh my God, I really, really was just so happy to not be a teenager while I was watching this. Like, oh my God, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Too much high school.
Everything feels like it's going to be forever.
That's true.
And you can't see past it.
Yeah.
And it's so hard, and your hormones and everything, you're going fucking insane. It's a wild time. And it really made me appreciate being an early 2000s teen. And like not having Instagram, like all these things. Having to navigate like TikTok and all this shit that these kids have to deal with today.
Oh, I was just talking about that with somebody. I couldn't do it. I will say about Charlie, and I think that this was Hufflepuff, but I need it to be understood that I do not mean this in like a horrible, horrible way.
Okay.
Charlie was a little needier than I think the average person is. I think this was part of like Charlie's history too, obviously. And I think it's a mixture of him being a Hufflepuff and also like what happened to him, like obviously with Ben and with everybody making fun of him for being gay. He's kind of probably in a headspace where he needs a lot of validation in that department. People,
I think you're right in originally calling it a Hufflepuff trait, though.
No.
Like, I understand the past goes with it, but it's
But I'm saying like that past, he reacts to it this way is because he's a Hufflepuff.
For sure.
Other houses would have reacted differently. So it's just needing that validation and that reassurance that this is how I relate to you. This is my spot with you. Because he does have a lot of, I personally cannot do, and Rachel knows this and is this way as well, but probably in a different way than me. I can't do love bombing, but I really, really can't do, I really, really can't do needing this to the point where it's hard for me to watch other people be that openly needy and it's probably not even needy within those relationships. Like they're just like PDAing and touching each other constantly because they want to. But for me, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I'd be. So I think it is that, it was very Hufflepuff for him to find that assurance that Nick saw him as a part of his little group in that way. Because Charlie could be like, I want a hug, and Nick would do it, you know? Or or he would touch him in some way and Nick would respond correctly.
Yeah, he got a good Gryffindor for that.
He did. He got a very patient, understanding Gryffindor is what he got there. Which is a rarity.
I'd prefer more of a Castiel, to be honest with you. Like kind of a bad bitch in his own right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that Charlie can't be a bad bitch, because he did have his moments.
Who at the points when Dean is like, I do need a hug, either hugs him or punches him. But
right. But no, I saw a little Cass. I think I told you this, like a little Cass in Charlie when he would stand up for himself. Because I'm so sorry, I couldn't fucking stop picturing it as a Destiel AU. Like I couldn't stop.
I probably shouldn't have told you that.
No. I would have made the connection because I know all of our like mutual friends who loved it. It was going to be in my head, you know?
Yeah.
And I kept like making connections to Cass. And I saw these moments where like immediately where he tells Ben, after being obsessed with Ben, okay, like letting Ben do whatever, he's just like, I'm too good for this. Like, this is ridiculous. You treat me like shit. Like, get away from me. Goodbye. And then his like cute Gryffindor boyfriend comes in. He's like, I'll beat the fucking shit out of you, actually, if you touch him again. And he's like, yeah, this is hotter. I like this. See, be more like this. Like that to me was very Hufflepuff in a Cassie way. Because it was sassy, you know? When when he gets sassy, I saw some of the Cassius. But at the end of the day, it's all traits that they share, right? Like in this house, that you're not going to walk all over me. That is something that they really do have in common. You think in the beginning, sort of, that Charlie is kind of being a doormat for Ben? Because to a point, the way this kid loves and the way this kid like falls for people, it reads as a little needy. It reads as a little, sure. But still, it's only going to go as far as he wants it to go. And that's not something that it's like not something everyone shares as a trait. Certainly not in other houses. This is like a very Hufflepuff thing where it's like, when I'm done, it's done.
Yep.
And that's it. It's very, very final. And I really like that about them. And I really liked it about him. Because no matter what Ben did, he was just like, even at the end, like, I thought that was so baller that he's like, I don't actually forgive you, but I wish you well. Good luck. But like, no, I don't forgive you. I was like, oh my God, I could never. I would have been like, yeah, whatever. I forgive you. Yeah, sure. And I'm like, I'll hate you in my head, whatever. But I'm like, he was just very much like, no, you don't deserve that. All the best, though.
No, I was really proud of you. And you're right. I didn't even think about that as like a Hufflepuff thing. But yeah, and I think it was a bit of him being like confident in where he was at the time too, with like his friends and Nick or whatever. But he was like, yeah, I don't owe you. I don't even have to listen to you. Like, you can't force me to listen to you.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. He does stand up for himself. Like, I wouldn't say that he's a fighter necessarily. Like, he's not. I wouldn't call him argumentative or, because like Tao, I would have fucking smacked upside the head a couple times, and you know, he never gets a smack upside the head.
No,
but he does stand his ground. They're really, despite like the obvious problems, like the self-harm and like all the shit that he's going through in season 2, they're like really self-assured kids, I guess. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, they're very healthy in some ways, both of them in the pairing. And I appreciated it. Like, as much as you could say, I suppose, that those behaviors are somewhat self-destructive, they come from a place of trauma.
I was going to say, I don't know if you could call them like, maybe even only Charlie, but especially Charlie. I don't think you call them individually healthy, but I think their relationship is very healthy. They're very self-assured in their relationship to one another. And
very, like, they got complimented a lot on their communication. It's like, they're good together. And that's super rare for high school kids. Are you kidding me? Like, they're really good at communicating, more so than a full-grown fucking adults. Certainly more than the other couples on the show.
Doing better than Taylor Swift and Joe.
Joe Bliss. You goddamn bitch.
Joe.
Oh my God, you just wait until we get to the Taylor episode. You just fucking wait. You wait till I get my hands on fucking Lover.
Now that she's announced this new album, are we going to have to go back and do it?
Yeah.
We have to, right?
We have to.
Oh, yeah. But
that has to be
Are you going to show up?
One.
Are you going to show up during hiatus? Are you going to find some time?
Do you think... That's in the middle of fucking hiatus, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I may have to. I may not have a choice. I need to talk about it.
George, get everybody else out of the house.
Oh my God, how exciting. It's so soon. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm sorry, we can't turn this into a Taylor episode as much as I want to talk about her.
No, I know. I was so sad. Rachel was sick this past week, and we were going to record this on Sunday, and we're doing it on Tuesday, and I was so sad because I was like, I was going to say we should do a Taylor episode. We're going to do a Taylor episode.
Yeah, I know. I'm very excited to do this. Not that I'm not excited to do this. I'm very happy to be here and talk about these cutie pies.
I'm sure I'm sure Taylor's written a song about them. I didn't really think that hard about it, but this is absolutely the sort of
it's nice to have
folklore
a friend.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Yeah. the cutesy ones.
Yeah.
And like if they ever got into a fight, like maybe
I think he knows. Could do them too.
It could.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the real angsty ones. They're not like they have individual problems, but not together. They're very well met. I mean, it's so immediate.
It was immediate. No, seriously, it was immediate that Nick was like, I really, really like Charlie, and it feels like it's not just a friendship. That he was like, oh, I should figure this out.
Yeah. It's so Gryffindor. It's so fucking Gryffindor. I remember it like...
He frolics around in the woods with this boy and is like, am I gay on the internet?
Yeah. I remember it like thinking girls were cute in high school and being like, clock that. That's interesting about myself. Anyway, like it just becomes, it's just part of it. It's like, okay, I accept this. I'm great. Why wouldn't I accept it? Until you like hate yourself in like 5 minutes after. But I appreciate that we didn't see much of like the paradox in Nick. He's just like, he's good.
We just went back to Nick. I forgot to say that the other thing I really loved about Nick too is that he felt how hard it was, and he still really wanted to come out for other people. I think a lot of that was like Charlie and not wanting Charlie to have to go through having like a secret boyfriend again and being through it on his own. But I really think it was for himself, where he was like, this isn't something that should be a big deal. And I want to tell people. And he did write it. He told Charlie, he's like, I'm not going to hide it. And then he did start slowly he told Imogene right away. He told, he started telling people one by one. And I thought that was extremely Gryffindor of him, that he was like, no, I want to tell people, like, this is just a part of me. It's not a big deal.
And no one's going to take credit for my hickey.
Charlie. Yeah. And
I gave that hickey.
Exactly. And he was like, and I want to date Charlie. Like, that's really what it is.
You could really go so many ways with characters like this. You could have made him like the stereotypical, like, he's ashamed, he's upset, whatever. Like, you could have done so much angsty shit, and it just didn't go. And I love that it didn't go that way. I love that it was like nervousness and just like yeah, it shouldn't be a big deal. And like, it just really sweet. It was nice. It was a nice universe to be in. It was a nice, yeah. It was cute. I don't know. I really liked it. But for Charlie, I think even even the stuff he's struggling with is very Hufflepuff, because he says, like, this eating is the thing I can control. You know, I have control over it. I mean, that's hugely them. Like, they really there needs to be an element of control, or they really can spiral. I'm just thinking Thor, like, we all know who's in charge. And Quill's like, yeah, me. He's like, yeah, sure. You know, they really need it. They really do. I remember poor Kaz, like, when he was when he like fucked everything up in heaven. Man, you can really see how. Ooh, we don't like that.
No,
those Hufflepuffs, they do not like it.
Just now every time I think about a Gryffindor just like accepting things or whatever, just being like, yeah, cool, moving on, I always have Ken going, ha ha ha, right you are.
Right you are, right as always. Ha ha ha. Did you see that it's the Danny laugh from Grease?
Yes. Who is also a Gryffindor? I don't know if we're ever starting Grease, but Danny Zuko's a Gryffindor.
Definitely. I hate it. I fucking hate it. The men are so easily spotted, aren't they? They're so easily
spotted. They carry around
like
signs. They wear varsity jackets.
A beacon. Oh, Sandy. We can't do that right now. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. They're very cute, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff. When it works, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, it's always so good. When it works, it's good.
Yep.
Or it could be like Wanda and Vision. And then the Gryffindor fucking
and then
explodes.
They're fucking insane.
Someone was saying, they did an edit to Right Where You Left Me with Wanda.
Yes, that was playing in a club.
I was like, oh shit.
It was playing in a club. Is that what
really?
You saw?
The edit of them?
Yes, the edit of them was playing in the club with Right Where You Left Me.
It's her song for real.
Yeah.
That's she. But yeah. Nick and Charlie don't have these problems. Sorry to derail again. But we should also we need to make time to talk about the other kids.
Yes.
So Elle, who I really need your help with, calling her Elle and not Rose.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, wow, you sorted her
Doctor
correctly.
Who.
Can we really quick? We didn't talk about her, but I fucking love Charlie's sister Tori. And on the count of three, we're gonna sort her because it's not hard at all. We're just gonna say it. Ready?
What?
Ready?
No, we might have different opinions.
No, there's no way.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
1, 2,
3.
Slytherin.
Okay. All right.
If you said anything else, I would have been like, please explain. She's over here beating that older brother's ass and throwing his phone down the stairs. Did you say something about my brother?
What did he say? He was so Southern. He was like, I ruined everyone's lives. And she's like, there, you didn't ruin mine. And I was like, girl. I was like, a little more assurance that he doesn't ruin everyone's life. It's okay. I got what she meant, but I was like, oh, so Slytherin.
When he started dating Charlie, and she was like, "Is this one gonna say he's dating you?" Like she meant it, like she meant it, like I'll beat his ass. But the way she said it was like, "Girl."
Yeah. She was a fun little character. I agree. I did enjoy seeing her.
Anyway,
but Elle is also Slytherin.
Yes, connection.
Yeah. She was one of the Slytherins where this happens to me sometimes, where I see them and they remind me a little bit of Lauren, and I'm like, oh, easy. Just the vibe.
Yeah.
Just like the very calm, chill vibe, like accepting what's going on around her, not like really not making a huge emotional display. Oh my God. What a little bitch I'd be if I was alone.
If I was alone? Was that what you said?
If I'm alone at a new school,
Oh.
I'm making fucking friends. I'm talking to everybody. And people won't escape the conversations with me. They won't escape. And she's just like,
Never do
I gotta
that.
see who's worth it here. I gotta see like who's worth my time talking to. Where I would be like, dip a toe here, dip a toe there. I talk to you. Okay, I don't like you. I do like you. Like, and she's just like, I'm actually gonna eat my lunch and just quietly observe.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher's like, you gotta get out there. Come on, and make friends.
She's
And-
probably concerned about her, right? Like,
No, for
left her
sure.
old school because nobody would call her by her actual name, and she was getting bullied for being trans. And this teacher was like,
Right.
I really don't want to, like, see, like, I want you to make friends. And Elle's like, lady, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I came here by choice. I would have stayed at that boy's school if I felt
Right.
like it.
Yeah, right? Like, I could have made them eat shit and just fucking dealt with it. And, like, but no, I didn't feel like being there anymore. It's very that. It's just, like, it's really, her personality to me was just really matter of fact with everything. You don't have to, it's different from when we talk about you don't have to dig hard into a Gryffindor. You don't really have to dig hard into this kind of Slytherin. You can see it. Everything is on this person's face. Like just look at Elle. It's on her face. If she's into it, if she's not into it, if she likes you, if she's, like, annoyed with you,
Mm-hmm.
it's there. It's right there. And I don't know, just even how she handled, just what I was saying to Lauren before we started recording, because I just said she's Slytherin, reminds me of you. When she finds the two girls that are dating and they're like holding hands and talking, she just walks in and she's like, sorry, are you guys a thing? Cool. Okay. Me, I would have been like, I shouldn't say anything because I don't want to fucking like I don't want to make them
They
uncomfortable.
did.
Whatever.
She
was just
walked
like,
in
"Yo."
and they were holding hands and giggling, and then they pulled apart. They were like, "Oh, we don't want you
Yeah.
to see." And she was like,
And I immediately was
"They're
like, oh,
dating."
she's gonna, I was like, oh, Elle's gonna like
pretend
back
she
out.
didn't
She's
see
not even gonna
anything, like
acknowledge
not
it.
even say anything.
She immediately was like, you guys, together?
Don't
Cool,
insult
cool,
me.
cool.
I'm not gonna insult you by thinking, by letting you think I'm stupid. Like, we all know what I just saw.
We all saw what just happened here. Don't lie to me. Yeah, no. It was really, really Slytherin.
It's our Nancy Drew side, our
Yeah.
little Ravenclaw kissing connection there.
Sure.
That information is
Yeah.
mine, and you cannot keep it from me.
Yeah. And then I guess, her whole thing with, well, actually, I just want to say that Slytherin girls, and you can, if you don't believe me, you can learn this from Taylor Swift. Slytherin women are very popular with moms. And like moms love them. And Tao's mom loves her. And that's just another notch in the Slytherin column for me. Okay. It's just one of those things that I just clocked. And I was like, yeah, okay. But Tao's like annoying with her. I'm sorry. We'll talk about Tao.
Ooh.
But like, but that's
Rachel,
the next
before
thing
we
that we
started,
have
was
to,
like, we'll just dip a little toe in to how we feel about Tao. She immediately.
I'm sorry. We will get there. But she's okay. Not to say she's not nervous. And like, not to say that she's super forthcoming about her feelings either.
No,
But
she
she's
isn't.
not like being annoying
No,
about it, okay?
And she's like, and what she's concerned about is the friendship, something happening to the friendship, which I understand.
Mm-hmm. Which he is too. They have the same concerns, okay?
Yeah, they do.
But handle them really differently. She's just like, okay, so this is something that I don't want to change.
And she,
I don't want to
and actually, and then she decided, well, okay, I'm going to get over him and started dating another boy.
Right.
That's how
and
much.
make new friends.
Right. That's how she was like, and she was like, I don't want to ruin this friendship. So that's what she was very decisive about it, which is what you have to do, right at the beginning. You have to catch it right at the beginning of Slytherin, because if it gets to the point, like obviously Tao was one of her people as a friend, but it hadn't moved to romantic yet. And it's really hard to move off of romantic for a Slytherin once you're there, because the perception of them as your person changes. I have a really hard time thinking of any Slytherins who have been romantically involved with somebody who was able to be friendly with them afterwards, like really friendly. I'm having a really hard time.
There's one we haven't sorted. But maybe Damon. Maybe Spike too. Not if they were really loved you, like really were in love with you. Not like endgame lover,
see, but
right?
the thing with
Just
them is
dated.
that they would always think that it could happen again. If Elena was like unequivocally never ever, Damon would kill himself. Like it wouldn't even be an issue at that point.
But that's what I mean about making the distinction between like the lover, like the person, versus just like people you've hooked up with or dated.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like we can clock that we're like, we'll never go back after this point.
We're going, well, we have said Taylor Swift is a Slytherin, right?
Like, you just did.
No, but we have before. I remember it's
Yes,
happened.
yes, but you literally just did.
Okay, you'll have to forgive my brain. She, like, her with what's his futz?
Harry?
The fucking werewolf bitch.
Oh, Taylor? Are they, like, friends, though? I feel like she's more friends with his wife at this point. And then Taylor's, like, just coming along.
That's what she does. She's like, if you ever fuck with her, forget back to December. We're going all the way back to January. I'm going to fuck your shit up. No, yeah, I guess if it's a person that you really loved, it's either
that's what I was also gonna say. Like, how into Taylor Lautner was she?
Yeah, right.
For 4 months.
Sorry. I love Taylor. You have to understand. I really deeply love her, but I don't believe for a fucking second that she was like as into him as he was into her. And the apology, the only reason he got it is because of that.
Rachel.
But we will. Yeah. That's a preview. Anyway,
well, we'll have to explain all our rules that we can't do them from her point of view. We'll talk about all this. I know. We'll talk about all this.
We can't publicly sort the X's either, but we have privately.
Will. No, we will. We
will.
Yeah,
fine.
We have to because in order, like all of her so many of her songs, it says so much about her when a song is sorted a certain way, and she was dating a certain house at the time. So
yeah.
Sorry to those men.
I think personally that Elle in here is in like her 1989 era, and she's like, listen, I have so much coming down the pipeline. Like I have so much going for me. Like I'm really coming into myself. I was
gonna say she was like, I'm going to that school. Like whether or not we're together. That's the other thing that struck me as very Slytherin too. When Tao read those like how to get a girl tips and then like cut his hair and was like changing how he was acting, and she hated that. She was like, I had a crush on you. I don't know what you're doing right now, but it feels like maybe not like in an icky way necessarily, but she straight up was like, kind of feels like you're manipulating me or like trying to get me to be into something that like isn't you. And I don't like that. So.
Yeah, it's very now that we don't talk, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You do your hair
Can you tell that we're doing a Taylor Swift episode soon?
Sorry.
Or 6 of them?
A lot has been going on with her. I don't know what you guys want from me. I can't.
Constantly
She's in my head
on my
all
brain.
the time.
I'm that Olympic skier who was going down the hill, and they were like, "What were you thinking of as you won the gold medal?" And she was like, "Taylor Swift." I was thinking about Taylor Swift.
She's been like, she's always in my head, but like now so much more than ever. It's so bad. Okay, I have to stop. But yes, Elle is very clear. Like Elle would go right where you are. Like she's right around you on the line. Like she's really very much so. Like I know what I am and what I want. Like, do you? If you don't, it's cool. I'm going to school. Like it'll be okay.
Yeah. And she's
very insecure.
She also gets very, I do not deserve for you to be mad at me because I'm doing what I always said I was going to do. She does not take that. She's like, nah, I have never
she does
ever
kind of like
not been upfront.
Isn't there a moment where she like, it's like a lie by omission where she like doesn't tell. She's like, oh yeah, I don't know if I got in yet.
Yeah,
she like, doesn't want to deal with it.
It's after they're dating and everybody else is acting really great and excited for her, and she knows that he's going to be all like, everybody's leaving me. So she,
so rough.
Yeah, she delays it. She delays it a little. She also, Charlie tells her right away when she like clocks that him and Nick are a thing. Charlie is like, yeah, we are. And he asks her not to tell Tao, and then she is the one who ends up telling him because Tao kind of figures it out while they're talking.
Yeah, she doesn't mean to. I think she means to.
No, she doesn't. But it was also so that it was, again, like, I'm not going to insult you by, like, pretending that you're stupid. Like, you figured it out. I'm not going to lie anymore.
Yeah. No, very obvious Southern girl.
Yeah, Elle is she's a great friend. She's supportive to Charlie. She wasn't yelling at him for being into Nick. So
she rolls with shit, too. She really rolls with shit. Like, I don't know that I'm sure that she knew she kind of like maybe thought Tao was cute, right? But I don't know if she ever saw him as a prospect until later. And they're like even laying in his bed. And she's just kind of looking at him and she's like, huh.
Yeah.
This could go somewhere.
Yep.
If I choose to.
Yep.
Like I'll let it go somewhere. But it's not going to make or break her, this whole thing. Whereas Tao, I think I really do think it would.
That's another thing too. When Tao is, talking about Charlie and Nick and how he doesn't think it's a good idea and blah blah blah, Ella's kind of like, she's like like, oh yeah, haha, Charlie, boy crazy, but she's also like let's leave Charlie alone. Like, I feel like he deserves this. Like, as long as this boy isn't hurting him, I don't really understand what the problem is.
Right.
Like when the first time that Charlie skips movie night or whatever to hang out with Nick and Tao is kind of freaking out a bit, Ella's like good for you, Charlie. Like she understands. Like, she's very secure in the fact that Charlie is her friend and loves her and will always want to hang out with her and like need her or whatever. And she's like, I want Charlie to have fun in other ways. Like, he doesn't need to be dependent on us.
We talked about this on the last episode too, and I was saying how like Slytherins of this variety are very like, if it's what you want and it's not hurting you,
mm-hmm.
I'm not going to open my mouth. Like, I'm not going to sit here and make you question it or throw like my 2 cents in. And I'm also not going to talk about you behind your back about it either. Like, It's making you happy. Until it doesn't, that's when I'll step in. Like, if you ask, I'm going to tell you, right? And that's exactly the kind of Slytherin that she is. And it's just a good support system. Like, she's just very supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's like my kind of Slytherin, So I enjoyed her character. Tao, I didn't enjoy at all. I'm really sorry, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, people told Lauren on Twitter,
yes,
that like Tao, you're gonna love Tao. Like, if you read the comic, like, he's great. I don't like him at all. I'm so sorry. I'm so
apparently
sorry.
Like, why he was acting the way he was better explained, which makes sense because there's more of a comic than there is.
There has
a TV
to be
show.
more, right? Yeah, no. If I have the full story, if the show were to give me all of that, that immediately changes things. Okay, because duh. Right? Like,
it probably doesn't change his house, but it would probably change how I feel about him.
He stays a Hufflepuff, just a very different Hufflepuff than Charlie.
Yep.
So all the shit I was talking about before about like possession, like, Tao has that problem. Okay, for sure. Like, that's my friend, and these are my people. Like,
I don't want any new people that I didn't choose.
Yeah, and the othering is strong with this one.
Yeah,
like, he's very much that kind of Hufflepuff. Like, you got to shove him over to the right side. I just can't imagine. It's one of those, again, it's one of those Hufflepuffs where I can't at all imagine feeling how he feels about things. So it makes it really hard for me.
Yep.
Because I'm like, why do you care so much?
No, it makes
about.
I guess it doesn't. So I would. First of all, I wouldn't start to feel this way without legitimate reason. I could get here, but it wouldn't be immediately like this. It would need to be a legitimate reason. And also, unless it legitimately continues, I feel it as like a flash, Like, it hits me, and then my brain's like,
that's normal,
stop.
though.
Like,
Yeah,
but,
no. I think it's normal, like, to have like little jealousies. It's normal to like be a little
like worry
possessive
about
of the things
friends
that
pulling
you love.
away and like
certainly for our houses too. So like, I'm not at all saying that I can't relate to like jealousy and possession. I totally have those qualities in me, but it's like you just said, there's got to be a reason.
Yeah,
you don't have a fucking reason.
It's like the threshold. Yeah, his threshold is extremely low. Like, the first time that Charlie is like, I made plans with Nick on I guess they have like a pretty regular movie night. And he's like, I made plans with Nick. Can we hang out some other time? Tao's losing it. Like, he's like, our friend group's breaking apart. Like, we're never like,
come on,
these
dude.
kids are in a group chat, like, talking every day. Like, I know Elle doesn't go to school with them anymore. And Charlie's got this thing with Nick now, but these kids are
Elle's
constantly
showing up for
talking.
him.
Yeah, I know. But that's all that pissed me off too, that he told Elle, he was like, I feel like because you have new friends, you're leaving us. And Elle's like, what? Like, I'm clearly right here.
Yeah, no, he has a lot of issues with.
He does,
and I get it.
They set him up on that like secret double date with Elle when they all went for milkshakes, and it's just, oh my gosh. And he, like, I understand to an extent. What really was pissing me off was that he was trying to get into Charlie's head about Nick and was telling him like, he's just using you. He's just going to be one of those other guys that won't say he's gay, and he just wants to like mess around with you. He's going to get you bullied by the rugby team. Like, all that, and Harry, and I admire how Tao is sticking up to Harry, But also then he was like using that where he was like, Charlie, you can't even stand up for yourself. I have to do it for you. And I was like, where did Charlie ask? Like, he was just walking past this kid. He wasn't going to talk about to him. He wasn't going to acknowledge him. Like,
yeah, we talk a lot about like Slytherins can really be the kings of manipulation, right? Hufflepuffs can do it too. Like that's the other, like, you know how there are two sides of a coin, sort of. There's like, it's like your sister house. That's a big one. But I feel like Slytherins just, again, when I see them do it, if they're not super villains, right? There's a better reason. There's a better reason for it, for the manipulation. And when Hufflepuffs do it, sometimes I'm like, girl, please relax. Yeah, sure. I just said not villains. And you went to Loki.
He's not a villain
anymore.
He's holding the whole ass world together.
The variant, I guess. Sure.
Well, yeah, I guess he is the variant.
It's just like, no, like I mean,
the other one died in Heroes, so.
Okay, I'm saying not every time that a Slytherin manipulates, they're right. Okay, just it's more often than not that they have better reasons for it that you see in film, in TV shows. Like it's usually for a friend or a lover. It's someone they love, and there's like let me steer you. Like you're doing it wrong. Mm-hmm. Whereas when Hufflepuffs do, I'm just gonna again bring up the Reginas. Like sometimes it's really like
the Reginas now.
Chill. Yeah, the Reginas. I kind of love that. Well, because it does show you how like Lulu, that side can go because people don't believe that Hufflepuffs can be like that. You have no fucking idea. You need to like rewatch Once Upon a Time and come talk to me again, okay? Because it's like, oh, you don't want to be my friend? Well, you're gonna sleep fucking forever then. Alive. And you're gonna fucking never wake up. Like, yo, Tao's got that dog in him, okay? Like, you need to chill out. They're not leaving you forever. And again, I don't know the context beyond the show, okay? So you can't get mad at me. It's too much. It's too much. You were talking about, like, the neediness of the house before. This is, like, the flip side to that where it gets really toxic and annoying. Mm-hmm. Like, I could not deal with it. I would have to drop him. I'd have to drop him. They put up with a lot. Couldn't be me. Mm-hmm. But, okay, he's not a bad person.
No, he obviously really loves Charlie. I mean, that's the thing, too, right? Like, he's decided because he was there with what was going on with Charlie and, like, he did defend him at the time and Charlie needed it. He has, like, assigned himself a role that Charlie no longer needs, and he's having a really hard time letting go of it. And he's taking Charlie saying that he doesn't need him to act that way anymore as, like, Charlie doesn't want me here at all in any capacity. It's like, and it's just not like that. I
had a hard time accepting that the show was not trying to tell me that Tao was in love with Charlie. I was like, okay, when's the reveal coming that he has a crush on him? And it never did. He doesn't. He likes Elle, which fine, but he's acting like a person who has a crush that's jealous.
It's
because I've never felt that way about my friends to that. It's such a level that I'm like, whoa, buddy. Oh my God.
The vibe, and it's not a nice vibe that I got from Tao, is that he like kind of enjoyed the times when the entire school was ostracizing Charlie, because then he got him to himself, right?
It's and like, and it was
them against them against the school, and like he didn't have to worry about Charlie maybe finding other people that he liked because everybody was being mean to Charlie.
Yeah, that's unfortunately true. Yeah, he's a kid. He has a lot of growing up to do, and hopefully, like those toxic behaviors don't last. Especially if you're trying to date a girl like Elle, that it's not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly forever. Like she's not.
I mean, you saw it a little bit, like when she did tell him she was going to art school. She was like bracing herself for some shit, and he really had to rein it in because he was like, I want to date Elle. So
yeah. They could be great. Like they could end up being a really good couple if he could communicate better and tackle some of those insecurities. It's crazy because I remember one point watching and Charlie gives him this whole speech where he's like, "No, you're great. Like you have to stop feeling badly about yourself. Like don't be so insecure." And immediately after that, he does something that is like super insecure, and it shows how insecure he is. But I'm like, you gotta breathe. You gotta like
Yeah.
talk to somebody. I don't know. You gotta chill out.
I mean, you saw it a little bit too at the very end when he goes to Nick and tells him about what happened to Charlie. I didn't appreciate the way in which he did it because he continues to treat Nick like he's not quite sure he deserves to date Charlie, which I don't really
Nick never did anything.
I know. Nick's never done a single
this.
I know. Charlie is like
really,
continuously telling Tao that that Nick is standing up for him with the dickish guys or whatever, and Tao cannot get past the fact that Nick is on the rugby team and like he and some of his former friends who he dropped immediately were assholes. Right. So, but he does come at the end of season 2 to Nick, and although I don't like his tone or the way in which he treats Nick,
I appreciate your tone.
It is like a sign of him like taking Nick in as a part of that role that he would not let go of, where he was finally like, now you have to start watching out for these things.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it's just really funny because we were having the whole discussion about the kind of Hufflepuff Charlie is, and we ended up describing, like we were talking about comparison, we ended up describing Tao's type of Hufflepuff already earlier in the episode. So I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but hopefully it makes sense.
Yeah.
Why we put him there.
Isaac.
Hufflepuff and Slytherin couple though can be beautiful. So I'm hoping they get it together. Is there a season 3?
Oh yeah. Right? I'm pretty sure correct me if I'm wrong, people who follow this show, but I think they've already been renewed for 3 and 4. There's like 7 webcomics or something like that. So they got plenty of material.
So let's see. Like hopefully he gets it together and more is revealed about him, yada yada. You know? I hope so. Basically, I just want Elle to be happy, so like whatever. Super proud of myself for not calling her Rose the whole time. You guys are welcome.
I'm proud of you too.
You're really
She was
welcome.
like, "Is this Rose?" I was like, "This is where they found her." Like when they cast her on Doctor Who, it was like Heartstoppers. I don't know the actress's name, but yeah.
No, I was like, that is Donna Noble's daughter. I don't care. Mm-hmm. Like, it's Yasmin Finney.
Yes,
I remember because of all the Doctor Who hype. This is how I know her. Like, I can't get it out of my head.
When they first cast her, I remember them being like, Heartstoppers, Yasmin Finney. And I was like, oh.
Yes.
Because I had seen screen caps of her because our entire timeline was Heartstopper for a while.
Well, it happened with Shooty, too, with, I think he was in Sex Education. I've never seen that.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, now if I go watch them, I'm going to be like, well, that's the Doctor.
Bro, he was in Barbie, and I'm watching a show. I'm watching a show on Apple TV called Masters of the Air. He came up in the credits. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to see him soon.
That's crazy.
I know. It's like he's everywhere now.
It's his time. Yes. This is his time. Yeah. And I think Yasmin's going to be back. So Rose, so Elle, whatever, sweet. Is going to be back for some episodes coming down. So I'm very excited. She's a really good actress. I really like her. So, anywho,
Isaac,
let's
real
talk
quick
about Isaac.
It's going to take 2 seconds. He's a Ravenclaw.
Yeah,
there's
he's
nothing
just like
really
very
to unpack
what he
here.
is.
He's
a good friend.
He is. He's an extremely good friend. He's reading every time he's with people, but he's clearly listening. There was a point where they were like, we told Isaac, like to Tao, they were like, we told Isaac about the party, and he's like, it's because Isaac is always around reading, and nobody really thinks he's paying attention, but he is. She's also reading.
Ravenclaws are the secret gossip queens of the houses. I'm telling you, they
other
live
people's
for
drama.
Love it.
He, that boy whose name I don't remember, likes him and kisses him, and Isaac feels like he likes him too. And then he kisses him. I know, I don't remember. He kisses him, and Isaac is like, I don't know if I felt the right way about that, and like goes to the library immediately and finds a book on asexuals. Yeah. So, it's just very Ravenclaw. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he just figured it out. Yeah. Like he was like,
he gathered his empirical evidence. I think James. Okay. I think he spoke to somebody he asked Charlie. He was like, how did you know that you didn't like kissing girls and that you wanted to kiss boys? Or no. He said, how did you know that you were gay? And Charlie said, the first time that I kissed a boy, I just knew that that's what I wanted to keep doing. And you could tell Isaac was like, I didn't feel that way about the kiss I had at all. And then he went to the library and was like, oh.
Yeah. That's like when we were talking about Slytherin Hufflepuff overlap. There's your Gryffindor Ravenclaw one too, where it's just like, that's me. Okay, I got it now. Like, and you immediately just accept what you are. Like, you're like, cool, got that about myself. And yeah, I think everything you said is correct.
And I think he spoke to James. I think I don't want to label him because I'm not sure that he has, but he might also be aromantic.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I know he was exploring the ace spectrum in its entirety, and and how he felt being connected to that. But
yeah, but he's one of those Ravenclaws you just look at and you're like, oh, you're exactly what you are. Yeah, like you go right to Ravenclaw.
There's nothing hidden here. Like
no, they can also be very on the surface. Yeah. I think he also he's just really. I like how good of a friend he is and how he just is there for every conflict, and he doesn't. Not to say he doesn't have a stake in it, but he's supportive of whoever needs that support in that moment, and because he's always listening and he always has whatever relevant information he needs because he's always fucking listening.
Yeah.
So he's good to have in your corner.
I think it's James who goes into his room and it's just bookshelves upon bookshelves, and James is like, "Oh, this is exactly what I expected," and Isaac's like, "Yeah,
yeah, this is my thing. This is my thing." Yeah, it's a great little group. It's a fun little group.
It is. I enjoyed it.
You got one of everything in there.
You do.
You got a Ravenclaw. You've got a Hufflepuff. You got 2 Hufflepuffs.
If they accept Nick, they'll have a Gryffindor.
Yeah, it's always. When are we going to go back to Slytherin men and Gryffindor women? It's so...
We could sort some things right now.
It doesn't happen. It was just... The last one was Vampire Diaries, and it was so great for me. Because I was like, I love a Gryffindor.
We can sort one of my favorite pieces of media right now. It's probably the most classic Slytherin Gryffindor you can get.
You need to fucking see. I haven't even seen. I already know.
We got to do it. I haven't been doing it for my birthday because I've been picking other things. But
I feel ya. I know. I was bothering Lauren forever. I was like, you can do Stranger Things in the summer. And now I'm like, oh no, I may have another thing.
She sat me down after last episode and just I need to tell you something. And I thought it was, I've been hearing a lot of really important information lately. So I was like, oh my God, something else. And then she was like, I hope it's okay. I want to change my birthday show. I was like, why did you make this so serious?
I'm changing it to something that's easier to watch and there's less episodes up, and I hope that's okay with you for your summer.
Well, to be fair, she's like, it's horror. And I was like, well, fuck, but okay.
It's a little... Listen, I can give you exact timestamps of when to look away. I've seen it 6 times. It depends on
the kind of horror that it is.
I know. I still don't really understand your threshold.
I don't either. I don't know if I do either because
for you to be okay with Supernatural is insane to me.
I don't think Supernatural is scary.
No, but it's not about. So is it the fear or the gore? Because it's so gory.
It's Supernatural's not super gory. It is no.
They're exploding the shit out of people.
No, but it's CW. It's not.
Well, you did The Boys.
No, I did do The Boys, and I did do House of Dragon, and I'm gonna do Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
and I was able to watch Hannibal when you told me the timestamps, but there were some that she told me.
Hard.
There were some that she told me that I was like, this is okay. So I think I'm getting better. I think I'm pushing myself. This is very Slytherin of me. I think I am pushing my threshold. But the biggest thing about horror that gets me that I cannot do is the anticipation of being scared. Scary movies when they have the music cues going and they're getting to something's gonna happen. I cannot. My heart's gonna give out. My heart is gonna give out.
I feel that there's a little bit of that in this show. A little bit. It's pretty. It's very obvious when the danger is coming. I'll just say that.
Okay, that's good.
It's nighttime.
We've also learned that our friend Chris Schmelke does not watch this show, despite the fact that he follows.
Should I say what it is?
Yeah, you just said it, didn't you? You said from.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
it's
I swear
from,
you did.
Yeah. I didn't. I said I canceled Stranger Things for another
do
show.
The playback. I swear that you said from.
Go ahead, girl. It didn't happen. Yeah, it's from. That's literally the name of the show. Please, 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 please go watch it. Please get MGM. Please go watch it. I need it to come back for season 4. Season 3 is coming out this year, but you don't understand. It's not enough.
Before we watch
it's not going to be wrapped up. There's no release date yet. They're filming right now. All right. Go, everyone, watch it immediately. It's 2 seasons. It's so easy. It's so good. It's so good. Me and my husband have watched it so many times. I can't. I need to know what's going on in the show so bad. You don't understand. That I cannot possibly think of an outcome. I can't figure it out. I've joined so many groups. I've joined Facebook groups. You don't understand. I'm in subreddits. I'm looking up artwork from the show. I'm deep. This is my Lost. It's real bad. It's bad. It's bad. You'll love it. Watch it immediately. But yeah, that's way down the pipeline.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Echo. And then we've got our Tay episodes.
She has invited herself onto our show. So she'll be there.
I have to go watch that.
Me too, but it's only 5 episodes.
Total?
Yep.
Girl, I love that.
I know.
I love to hear that.
I know.
Because I gotta watch Merlin.
Yeah! I'm so excited. Rachel she saw a GIF the other day and she was like, oh, wow, this seems straight.
Really hetero here. I think I already have them sorted too, which is so funny.
No!
I just remember Tumblr vibes. I'm sorry.
Okay. I kind of want to hear.
I could be wrong. Do you want to pre-sort? Do you want my just like my prediction?
Not on air, but I do want to hear.
Oh, okay.
Goodbye.
Okay. All right. Thanks for listening. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Sort of Brilliant. If our sorting choices inspired any rage or excitement, we'd love to hear from you. We're open to feedback, suggestions for characters to sort, and solid counter-arguments with citations.
Never forget your citations. You can find us hanging out on Twitter and Instagram at SOB_pod or shoot us an email at sortofbrilliant@gmail.com.
And since we're not above begging, please rate and subscribe to Sort of Brilliant on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. Please share our posts on social media. And if you're a Gryffindor, maybe you'll inspire sorting fights among your own friend group.
The theme music is Hot Shot by Scott Holmes. Can't wait to sort with you again next time. Bye!